Hey guys, Justin with AmericanMuscle.com here with the Stage 2 Power Pack bolt-on buildup for all 2013 and 14 GT500s. Now the theme for this Power Pack is a simple one, and it's one that most, if not all, Shelby owners look into at some point or another, and that is more boost. In this Power Pack, I'm going to show you how to add a few more pounds of boost to your blown Trinity motor, at the same time adding a couple recommended complementary mods. But first, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel simply by clicking on that banner below. We've already got our baseline numbers in the books after the first Power Pack, so what do you say we dive into some of our Stage 2 modifications? When it comes to adding more boost to these cars, you do have a couple of different options. The most common way is to replace the upper pulley here with a smaller unit. The other option is to add a larger, lower overdrive balancer. Now both options are available in different sizes, allowing you to raise your boost anywhere from a pound to roughly 6 pounds depending on what you're after. There's really nothing wrong with either method, both do a great job of increasing the boost, but what you have to be careful of is spinning that stock 2.3 TVS blower too fast, which will put it past its efficiency window, hurting your horsepower, but you can also run the risk of damaging the blower itself. That's why we recommend going with only one or the other, the upper or the lower, but not both, especially when you're relying on pump gas like we are here today with our 14. So with that said, we decided to go with the Innovators West 10% Overdrive Balancer, which should knock our boost up an additional 3 to 4 pounds, bringing our total boost levels up to around 17 to 19 pounds, well within the safe range on pump gas. That extra boost comes from enlarging the lower balancer by 10% compared to your factory balancer. Now Innovators West does offer a 15% overdriven balancer, which will increase the boost by 5 to 6 pounds, but since our car here is equipped with a track pack, unfortunately that 15% balancer will not clear the factory oil cooler without modification, so we kept it simple and went with a 10% balancer. Innovators West claims that their lower balancer weighs slightly less than the factory Shelby balancer, freeing up some rotational mass and giving you a slight bump in power. In fact, some people even say that they've seen slightly more torque gains using the lower balancer compared to a smaller upper pulley, given the same boost levels. All right, with more boost in place, let's talk about some of those supplementary mods I told you guys about at the beginning of this Power Pack. Now, even though belt slippage is a problem more commonly found with a smaller upper pulley swap, doesn't mean it's not going to happen here with our lower balancer. And we all know there's nothing that will kill your Shelby's performance and boost quicker than a slipping belt. So to help increase belt wrap here on our GT500, we installed the Metco double bearing auxiliary idler pulley kit, which is available for all 2007 and newer GT500s. Again, typically one of those must-have mods for any upper pulley swap, but it's certainly not going to hurt here with our setup. And on top of that, the double bearing construction will help with durability and help keep things a little quieter compared to the single bearing unit, and for only a few bucks more, it really is a no-brainer. If you want to read up on what some of our customers are saying about having the Metco installed on their own GT500, all you have to do is simply click on the link below to read up on some of the customer reviews. Finally, there's one more part we strongly recommend here in the Stage 2 Power Pack whenever you increase the boost with any GT500. Now, with that lower balancer in place to really start spinning up that TVS blower, of course our motor will be seeing more boost, meaning we had to address our spark plugs. So we installed the NGK TR6 plugs, which really are the go-to spark plug for any Shelby owner who is upping their boost. They're a 1 heat range colder plug compared to our stock plugs, which will help avoid any possible detonation. An important note, just make sure they're gapped correctly before install to avoid any spark blowout. All right, with all the Stage 2 modifications in place, we have a familiar face in here, Mr. Mike J from the Bama Performance team. In Stage 1, we ended up around 640 horsepower. Any predictions here for Stage 2?
We're definitely going to see some gains here, but we have to remember that we're on a stock mid-pipe, stock exhaust, and we also have a stock throttle body. Stock throttle bodies on these cars can be kind of restrictive, so we'll definitely see some gains, but there's plenty of room to grow. All
right, well, I'll tell you what, man, let's make sure the straps are good. We'll fire her up and do another hit. At the end of our Stage 1 Power Pack, our GT500 was making 645 horsepower and 659 pound-feet of torque. With our Stage 2 Power Pack complete, our 2014 GT500 is now putting down 657 horsepower and 696 pound-feet of torque. That gives us a peak horsepower gain of 12 over our Stage 1 numbers and gains of 34 horsepower and 41 pound-feet of torque throughout the curve. Well, that's going to do it for the Stage 2 Power Pack bolt-on build-up using our 2014 GT500. We're really happy with the results. With the lower balancer in place and all the supporting mods, we're safely making a few more pounds of boost, and as a result, we're looking at more horsepower and a lot more torque. However, we do have a feeling that the factory throttle body is holding us back quite a bit along with those factory cats and exhaust, so might give you a little indication on what to look out for in the Stage 3 Power Pack. But in the meantime, thanks again for watching the 13 and 14 GT500 bolt-on build-up, and remember, for all things Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.